Let's talk about why you should consider deferring your Canadian pension plan or Quebec Pension Plan. For most Canadians, it's the only guaranteed pension you're going to have. In deciding when to take your pension, there are a few factors to consider, and once you start taking it, you can't change your mind. So be sure you understand your options and choose carefully. I'm Peter Guay, and in this video, I'm talking about when to take your CPP or QPP. The standard age to take CPP or QPP is 65 years old. However, you can take your pension as early as 60 or as late as 70. If you choose to take your pension early, you will be penalized 0.6% for every month you collect it ahead of your 65th birthday. This means that if you take it at 60, your pension will be reduced by 36% compared to taking it at 65. What does that mean in dollar terms? Well, the maximum payment at age 65 is $1,204 a month in 2021. But most people don't get the maximum, so let's use the average payment instead. The average payment that a newly retired 65-year-old Canadian receives in 2021 is $707 a month. The penalty for taking at age 60 would bring that down to $452 a month. On the other hand, if you take your pension after 65, you get an extra 0.7% for every month you wait. That adds up to 42% if you wait until age 70, and means the average pension would increase to $1,003 a month. Let's look at the factors to consider in deciding whether to defer your Quebec or Canada pension plan payments. First up, are you still working? You should delay taking your pension if you are still working, for several reasons. First, each year you delay taking your pension, you'll be either avoiding a penalty for taking it early or earning a bonus for taking it later. Secondly, you'll also contribute to the plan between 60 and 65 and to age 70 if you so choose, increasing your pension even more. You get the highest return on investment in the later years of contribution to the CPP or QPP because you get the benefit of those contributions so soon after making them. Thirdly, the extra income you'd get from your pension if you take it while still working would probably mean it'd be taxed at a higher rate, canceling out some of the benefit of the extra money. Waiting until you're retired and presumably in a lower tax bracket means you'd get to keep more of those extra CPP or QPP dollars. Now, how about if you've stopped working? Are you better taking your pension or waiting? This one's a little more complicated. By waiting, you avoid a penalty until you're age 65 and get a bump up after age 65, but you won't be making contributions to the plan anymore. Contributions to the CPP and QPP are mandatory for workers and the self-employed from age 18 until you start taking your pension between 60 and 65. From 65 to 70, contributions are voluntary. The size of your pension is based on the 85% of your best contribution years between age 18 and when you start drawing your pension. By stopping work and discontinuing your contributions to the plan, you have fewer contributory years relative to the total years between age 18 and when you start taking your pension. The key question then is whether the reduction from adding more non-contribution years to the calculation offsets the bonus you get for waiting to draw your pension. I'll save you the number crunching and cut to the chase. The answer is that the bonus for waiting always exceeds the penalty for having more non-contribution years added to the calculation. For example, by waiting from age 60 to 61 to take your CPP or QPP, the least possible improvement to your pension payment would be a 4.9% increase. Waiting from 69 to 70, the least possible improvement would be 6.6%. Now, if you worked and contributed to the plan in those years, the increase would be even higher. By waiting, you're giving up pension payments now to get higher payments down the road. For someone who waits until they're 70, it will take until their early 80s to break even, depending on the assumptions you make. This points to a few other factors you should take into consideration. First is the state of your finances. For most people, waiting to take CPP or QPP will mean drawing down your retirement savings for living expenses in those years. This can be an advantageous time to draw from your RRSP when you're in a lower tax bracket, which will also reduce the size of your future minimum withdrawals from your RIF after age 71. However, it does assume you have enough savings to support yourself until you start collecting your government pension. If this isn't the case, then you may need to take your pensions earlier. The second factor is your health. Do you expect to live well into your 80s? If not, you should consider taking the cash sooner than later. Having said that, a bigger risk for many people is outliving their savings. On this count, waiting to take your government pension makes a lot of sense, for a few reasons. Number one, the government guarantees your pension will be paid for as long as you live. You're not exposed to the risk that a market crash might reduce it. Number two, it's indexed to inflation, so rising prices won't eat into your buying power over the years. Third, the CPP and QPP are well-funded and sustainable. The money will be there for you when you retire. I hope this has helped you think about when the best time is to take your government pension. The decision can be complicated, so it's always a good idea to get the advice of a qualified professional. For more information, have a look at my website or leave a comment. I'd be glad to chat about it. Thanks so much for watching.